Hi YouTube, this is Bonnie, Old Soul Mermaid, and I'm here to do a short video of what I've been working with this month as far as tarot and oracle. And this month, normally during a month, I'll do 2 weeks with an oracle and a tarot, and then the second half of the month I'll pick another oracle and tarot. But this month I only picked one tarot and one oracle because I was having such a good time getting to know these two decks. And the tarot that I was working with for the whole month of July was the Star Seeker Tarot by Nikki Ferrada. And this deck is such a special deck. It was a Kickstarter. Got it a couple of months ago. I don't know if the pre-order is up, but she did say she was going to do another pre-order of this deck. And I have a full unboxing on my channel and with some information about that. So it's an RWS clone, but I just love this deck. The images are so sweet, but it's kind of deceptive because you get great all-around readings with this deck. So those are the backs, and I'm just going to show you some cards. Do you see how wonderful? Just kind of collagey, watercolor, digital. I don't know all the mediums that she used for this deck, but the whole package is wonderful. It's a very soothing deck, but it can be hard hitting. I love this card right here because it's a mermaid, of course. And the thing is, when I work with a deck, and I choose to work with a deck that I've gotten through Kickstarter or a new deck, I will read and use the book. And the thing, it's not only the deck, but I love Nikki's insights for certain cards, and I'll read you one that was one of my favorites, because sometimes it's kind of a confusing card, and I will show you. Just trying to see. Like I said, I have a full unboxing of this deck, full review of this deck on my channel. But let me get the book. This is a cute little white book over here. And oh gosh, I just realized I don't have my glasses. But the card in question is the Seven of Swords. And so I'm just going to read you what it says about the Seven of Swords, and it's one of the things that I liked about, her book, her insight. A frightened young pickpocket hides in the hollow of a great tree. In the moment of desperation, she stole a great number of swords resting outside of the guard station in the village. She hoped to sell them in the next town over, but the swords were so heavy that she barely made it to the outskirts of town. Now she clutches them in her hollow, not sure of what to do. Soon the guards will be out searching for her, and she knows she is at risk of being caught. But to leave the swords behind feels like too great of a loss. Sometimes we do dishonest things in an effort to protect or sustain ourselves. The Seven of Swords reminds you that no matter how well-intentioned you are, the poor decisions you make will create even more burdensome consequences. Be honest and transparent at this time. Even if it feels hard, cutting corners and hiding the truth will only get you into deeper trouble. If you are struggling in some way, communicate truthfully to someone you trust. You may be surprised to find that others can help you to lift your burden in a loving and safe way. So the keywords are dishonesty, betrayal, burden, deception, which we know, and reverse confession, transparency. So I just like her little twist on that, you know, with the Seven of Swords. It's not all about deception. It's like she brings it into kind of like real life, you know, sometimes telling the white lie, sometimes a little dishonesty that, you know, we all contribute to, can sometimes dig us into a deeper hole. But so it's just, the whole book is like that with little tidbits of wisdom, and I just think it's wonderful. And that's why I chose to work with this deck for like the whole month. I just, for all readings, for my readings, my daily card draws, and a few for other people. And so in conjunction with that, I used this oracle deck, the Empty Cup Oracle by Stasia Burrington. And she is the creator of the Saucer Beto Tarot. So this, I also have a full walkthrough, unboxing of this deck on my channel as well. So the two surprisingly went very well together. This is a minimalistic, very minimalistic deck, but the you see the cards are this beautiful blue, and they have a matte gold edging, but the artwork is very, very minimalistic. So microscope, and I can't, nest, so you can see, I think you can get a good view right there. Just, you know, very, very, very minimalistic. I wouldn't say simplistic, but you see this card, Ancestors. I'm going to show you just an example of what it says about this card, Ancestors, okay? And she's another one I like her insights. So that's the first card in the book, so that's why. Okay. So she says, meditate on all that has happened that has led to you existing right now. Think of your parents, your grandparents, the ones further back that you can track. Regardless of your current personal relationships, think about how many people fell in love, struggled, fought, failed, succeeded before you. They are in your blood. You are the end of the string that stretches from now back until the dawn of time. Even if you don't see them, even if you feel separate and groundless, you're tied in this way to all of history. And then she has a quote. She puts in a quote by Rumi: "Do not feel lonely. The entire universe is inside of you." So I thought that was a positive spin, because right now I'm dealing with my ancestral trauma, that a lot of it was brought on by my Mormon upbringing and my deep roots, ancestry in the Mormon religion since its inception. But I found that these two decks read really, really well together. I picked this deck up on Etsy. I don't know if it's still available on Etsy. I think the website, if you know, Phoenix Lotus has this right now, and I think I saw that this week while I was, you know, perusing decks. But I think it was available there, and maybe still on Etsy too. So those were the two decks that I used this month, and I'm gonna show. Oh, the other thing I was using this month, it's not tarot related, but you know, the wonderful thing about, since I started my tarot journey, is I've gotten the itch to try my hand at some art, and mostly it's mixed media art, kind of like what you see on some of the cards, collaging and mixed media. And now I have this itch to try to draw faces, and I can't draw. I am the least talented person in the visual arts. And even in grade school, art scared me. I mean, painting, coloring, I have a bunch of adult coloring books, and it's an activity I enjoy, but the thought of drawing something, I just don't naturally have, the capabilities of seeing something and putting it onto paper or a canvas or whatever. It's just, I have other abilities. I'm not trashing myself, but I know what I'm good at, and I know what I'm not naturally gifted at. As you can see, this is my sewing room, and that's another creative outlet that I have. I'm not talented in it. It's very hard for me because I don't have that wonderful 3D mathematical brain. But I've been able to sew some of my own clothes. And like if I stand back from here, like this skirt, something that I have made. Even as not naturally talented, I'm not going to be sewing any couture items anytime soon. And I still have trouble inserting zippers, and there's a bunch of things I have problems with, but I keep trying. But so art is another thing. So I picked up this book, Beautiful Faces by Jane Davenport. And if you don't know Jane Davenport, she is a mixed media artist. She has a channel on YouTube, and she has a whole bunch of art supplies and several books that you can get on Amazon and Michaels. And just her whimsical drawings appeal to me a lot. I'm a Pisces. I'm drawn to whimsy. So this is just, and there's the back cover, so you kind of get an idea of what her art style is like, just kind of giving you your supplies and just kind of giving you a background on how to draw and color faces. So I've been having a lot of fun with that. So that's non-tarot related, but I had to put it in there because it's what I've been doing this month. So for the month of August, I've picked 2 decks, but I don't know if I'm going to stick the whole month with them. I might just do them for 2 weeks. But because I'm going through the book too with this tarot deck, and the tarot deck I'm using is the Pagan Otherworlds. Well-known deck, but it is new to me, and you can see on my channel I did a Usi haul. I got this and the Super Oracle and the Pagan Otherworlds playing cards and the Brute Tarot, which is like almost like a Marseille deck. It's really cute. And there's a whole video on my channel with this Usi haul, but I did buy, and the reason why I'm not sure how long I'm going to take out of this month working with it is because I think there's a lot to this deck, and I just did my first 2 readings yesterday for my card pulls, not for anybody else, but for my card pulls. There's a lot to this deck. And I feel it. I just feel it. I know this deck is kind of a hit or miss with a lot of people. They appreciate the beautiful artwork, the linen cardstock, the production of this deck, but some people don't jive with it, and that's fine. It's great that there's a lot of decks that we can choose from. But I did get, in the haul, I did get the guidebook. So, and I'm really, for the yesterday and today, I have enjoyed reading the guidebook for the cards that I pulled, and it's a good book. It's a really good book. So I'm going to be working with this at least for 2 weeks, maybe longer. It depends. And then the Oracle deck I chose to work with it is the Mystical Healing Cards by Ina Segal. She has another healing deck that I have. I don't think I've done a walkthrough, but I have done a walkthrough of this deck on my channel. And I thought that they would pair well together, and they have. in my 2 readings that I've done with them so far. But these cards, this is by Rockpool Publishing. So the cards are big and glossy, but they're not the sticky glossy. And the reason why I thought they would pair well is because it's got kind of the old artwork in it, as you can see. And these are healing cards, and I'm working on that, as I've said. I've got some ancestral trauma to work through, and I'm 53 years old, and I want to get it done. I just want to thought patterns, negative thought patterns, things that I think that have held me back. You know, it's time to say enough. Enough is enough. So I'm hoping, you know, I've raised my kids. I have a little more leisure time for my interests. Time to be selfish. A little bit selfish. I think I've earned it to work on myself. And these have been, yeah, it's been great to work with the past 2 days. And I think these 2 decks will really, really pair well together. So there is a full unboxing on my channel with this. And you know, the Pagan Otherworlds is a well-known deck, but you can see my Usi haul on this channel. So that is what I'm going to be working with. I will let you know at the end of the month or the beginning of next month if I've added some other decks. But those are the decks I'm going to start the month with, and I will let you know how it goes. So leave in the comments. I'm still a very small channel. If you found any value to this video, hit a like, a subscribe. I appreciate every single one of you subscribers. It's been a really great journey having this channel, and I appreciate every single one of you. And leave a comment below what decks you're going to be working with this month, and or if you've worked with these decks and what you think and your experiences. I'd sure love to hear about them. So until next time, I will see you soon. Bye-bye.